I'd recreate a look that I wore from my India vlog, and here it is. So I've already got my brows started, and I will leave a link for the tutorial that I've done recently down below in the description box. But to start, I'm using an eyeshadow base, and this is Soft Ochre by MAC, and this is just going to help our eyeshadows just stick to our lids and also make them last a lot longer. If you have oily eyelids or anything like that, then a product like this or any kind of priming your eyes step is a must. Then I'm taking Creme Brulee eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, and this is just going to be our transitional blending shade. So on a big fluffy blending brush, I'm just taking this above the crease, and yeah, I'm taking it in windscreen wiper motions and building it up until I have the intensity that I want, but again, it's just kind of like a background shade. So then I'm taking this gorgeous Tom Ford palette, and I'm taking the light brown matte eyeshadow from the palette, and again, it's another transitional eyeshadow, but it's a little bit deeper than Creme Brulee, so I'm building that up slightly in the crease and not taking this one too high up. Then I'm just taking the darker brown matte eyeshadow from the same palette, and I am just wiggling that onto the outer corners of the eyes, so just really wedging it into my crease and then wiggling it back and forth in there, and then I'm not taking this any higher than the crease whatsoever, and just focusing this on the outer corner. Then I'm taking my Maybelline the Nudes palette and mixing up these two like bronzy eyeshadows really, and then on a flat shader brush I'm just pushing this onto the outer corner again to create depth. I'm really just focusing this on the outer corner of the eye and not taking it too high up, and then I am just taking this through the crease, as you can see, but again, not taking it too high up. So if this shade goes on the lid, that's absolutely fine, and then just going in with a blending brush and making sure everything is softly blended out. And I like this because it's so glittery and metallic and gorgeous. So yeah, then going back in with a clean blending brush, which is always a must, to make sure everything is softly blended out. Then taking my Urban Decay Smoky palette, Naked Smoky palette, I'm taking the light golden eyeshadow from this palette, and I am just applying this onto the inner corners of the eye and taking it into the center of the eye slightly, but we still really want to see that bronzy shade. We want this to be a bit of a deeper look, so going back in with the blending brush. Then for some eyeliner, I'm using my Maybelline gel eyeliner, and I'm not creating a wing with this look at all. I am just creating a nice line across my lash line. I always find that I have to get super close to my mirror, so excuse me if you couldn't see me doing that properly. Then I'm just taking a matte black eyeshadow. This is Corrupt by Makeup Geek, and I'm just pushing this along the liner that I've just applied, and then kind of pushing it up against it also, and then yeah, just buffing it out and making sure this liner is super smoky, because that is exactly what we want. And then I'm just going back in with a blending brush with a bit of that black eyeshadow on it and building that up slightly just on the outer corner, and then going back in with my flat shader brush that had the bronzy eyeshadow on it to bring back that like metallic bronzy kind of look that we've got going on. So keep blending that over, and then it's just creating a bit of dimension, texture, and also depth. And then of course just cleaning up any fallout with a wet wipe. Then for primer, I've got my Nivea Post Aftershave Balm, which I'm rubbing into the skin until it gets tacky. And then I'm correcting my skin, which I don't always do too often, but I kind of wanted to for this look. So this is the NYX Orange Corrector, and I'm just applying this on any areas where my skin is dull and grey. So you want to be really careful where you apply this, only where there is kind of like that greyness in your skin. So I blended it out with my finger, and then I'm going in with the Kevyn Aucoin Central Skin Enhancer Concealer, just to cover that up and conceal. Then for foundation, I've got my Makeup Forever HD Ultra HD foundation stick, which I am just swiping on to my face, and then I'm just going to be blending this out with a Beauty Blender sponge. It's just so easy to apply. It looks absolutely flawless, and it stays on also, so it's great for an occasion. And then for concealer, I've got my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer and my MAC Prep and Prime Light Boost highlighting pen. So I'm going in with my concealer first and just fanning that out underneath my eyes to get that full coverage. And then I'm just going in with the Prep and Prime in Light Boost to highlight under the eyes. And then I'm also taking this highlighter down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, also on my cupid's bow, chin, and just below my cheekbones. And then again, just using my same damp beauty blender, I am just going to blend everything out. This isn't actually the eye makeup look that I wore in India. I actually just wore a black smoky eye, which I'll link down below for you. But I thought this look is just as good and it will work just as great also if you wanted to try this one. And I really love it. So anyway, I went back in with more highlighter and blended it out. And then you just want to set all of those highlighted areas. And I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder mixed with a bit of my Ben Nye banana powder. And as you can see, I'm just packing it on with my damp beauty blender once again, and kind of not baking but not baking, because I've not left it on my skin for long, and I've just brushed it off straight away. And then I'm going in with my MAC what is this, my mineralized powder, foundation powder, but really lightly dusting this all over my skin. Because it is a foundation powder, we don't want anything too heavy, but it's just going to set the rest of my makeup and also help it to look that extra bit flawless. Then going back in with the nudes palette, I'm taking the darker bronzer eyeshadow, and then still on that same flat shader eyeshadow brush, I am just taking this all the way along my lower lash line and just going back and forth. And the smokier the better. Then on an angled brush, I'm just taking some black eyeshadow along my lower lash line, and then going back in with the flat shader brush just to blend that all together with the bronzy and the black, and then also doing the same again with a fluffier blending brush. Then for mascara, I've got my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and I'm just applying a couple of coats of this. Nothing too crazy because I am going to be applying some false lashes, and these are the Eyelure Fleur and Fabulous ones by Fleur de Force. Oh, I can't speak. Anyway, I am just applying these. I can leave my how to apply false eyelashes video down below for you also. Moving back onto the skin, I'm using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade Dark Deepest, and I'm just applying this with a large bronzer brush onto the hollows of my cheeks and on my temples just to warm up my skin a little bit. Then using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm mixing the first two shades of the contour shades, and on an angled brush, just being a little bit more precise with how I place this, I'm just taking this through the hollows of my cheeks onto my temples once again, and then I'm also just contouring down the sides of my nose and also not forgetting the tip of it too. And then I'm just going in with any black kohl liner. This is Feline by MAC, and I'm just applying this into the waterline just to kind of finish off the eyes and bring some depth to them. And then I'm also applying some mascara on my bottom lashes. This is MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. It's my favourite for bottom lashes. Then moving back onto the skin, I'm applying the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector with Jaclyn Hill. It's the Champagne Pop one, so I am just applying a couple of layers of this onto the tops of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and then I'm taking a little bit just on my forehead and cupid's bow and chin also. And then I'm just layering up that highlight with the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter, and then applying this one onto the tops of my cheekbones mainly, and then just again on the center of my nose and dusting everywhere else, and also just taking this one onto the inner corners of my eyes to brighten them up. Then I'm taking my NARS Albatross highlighter, and I am just gently patting this over my under eyes. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it kind of does to me. It just brightens up the eyes a little bit further. For blusher, I'm taking this NYX blusher in the shade Bittersweet, which is such a gorgeous natural blusher. I love using this when I'm doing bold eyes and a nude lip because it just doesn't take the attention away from the rest of the makeup. Then going back in with some more translucent powder and my damp beauty blender, I just wanted to kind of clean up the lines and my contour, so I didn't leave it on for too long. As you can see, I dusted it off straight away. Then for lips, I'm taking my Rimmel Cappuccino lip liner. It's one of my absolute favorites, and this whole nude lip combination is one of my favorites. So I'm just lining my lips with this, and then going in with my Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in the shade 03 and just applying that all over the lips, and then going back in with the lip liner just to redefine them and bring that depth back in from the lip liner. Then of course, just finally spritzing the face to bind all of the makeup together and make sure it doesn't look too powdery with some Fix Plus spray. And this right here is the finished makeup look. I absolutely love it. But of course, anyway, moving on to getting ready. This is the jewelry that I wore. So I've got my earrings, my tikka, and my bangles, and I love them. They're so gorgeous. So I got all of my jewelry from India in Ludhiana called Shelly Store. So yeah, go and check them out because they had such beautiful pieces and they were very, very helpful. So this is what the bangles look like, which they actually put together for me. And then I'm just popping my earrings on, also from the Stay store. Then for my hair, I just put it in a middle parting, and then I just placed the tikka in the center, and then I used a kibbe grip just to secure that in place. Now you can leave your hair in a middle parting, but I thought it looked better with a side parting, so I pulled back that hair over the tikka. And then this was, of course, one of my outfits from my India vlog, which I love so much. It's my favourite outfit ever, ever, ever. And a girl called Young Berry in Ludhiana made it for me. Well, she's known as Young Berry on Instagram. And I sent her a picture and she recreated this outfit for me, so I'm so happy. But this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, follow me on Insta and Snapchat, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.